It's always like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to take a close look at the G7 Game Box 3.5 inch display. I picked this up not a very long time ago. I also did an unboxing here. I sometimes do these channel updates / unboxings, and I noticed like a lot of people were very interested to see this. So I just figured like let's unbox it and just do a quick review about it. So here we go to get 4 different colors, and yeah, so we do have an option for TV out, as you can see over here. Select start, volume control. But the reason I picked it up, I think that's a quite interesting game amount. Alright, so then we're going to get ourselves the TV out cable, then we're going to get ourselves the micro USB. And here we're going to get the system itself. So the first thing I'm noticing, this thing is super slim. Look at this, like it's very nice. I would say that's something you don't see very often. Most of them like kind of bulky or looking like a Game Boy. G7 at the back. Then we're going to get the input for the... then we're going to get the input for the micro USB and the connection. No, we cannot add games so far, I know. Then we're going to get TV out. A little bit weird that they're putting in TV out here at the bottom part. Speaker in the middle. 3 buttons. I think there's reset, select start, A, B, X, Y. And oh man, we're going to get this horrible freaking D-pad. Like, this is not really a D-pad, more like a floating disc. I hate these things. Volume control, and of course, the screen protector that I wanted to remove. Alright, we're going to put this thing back. I think, oh yeah. Alright, let's put this bloody thing back in. One of the reasons why I leave the screen protector on. Alright. Alright, let's put this thing back in the box. We're going to get a toilet paper manual deluxe. And it comes in 2 languages and basic explanation how to basically navigate. Here says don't disassemble, yeah. That is something you don't need to ask me because I'm still going to rip it apart. And of course the on and off switch over here. And yeah, let's see what we're going to get. We're going to get the all famous Final Fight, Mighty Final Fight song. Hey, quite interesting. So they added a language, Espanol or Spain. Let's see, we choose the English. Which button are we going to get in the freaking menu? Hello? Oh, they started over there. Weirdness. So this system has 666 in one. And I must say, like, I find it quite hilarious that they chose that specific number. Okay, volume control seems to be working just fine. Let's see if they're like actually not lying. Nope, they're not lying. 666 games. Oh man, that's one diabolic freaking handheld. But let's take a close look at the game list from the beginning, because, oh boy, yep, they are doing it most of the time. They're adding a lot of double games. I've noticed like they changed out the background this time. Oh, I can say like I already noticed a lot of double games, so this is not actually 666 game. I'm guessing there will be around like maybe 50, maybe 100. And a lot of naughty titles, like a lot of familiar games, but a lot of weird stuff like Flappy and stuff like we've seen before. Pikachu is like some weird adventure game. It's actually like, if it's going to be actually like the Pikachu like knockoff homebrew game. So yeah, again, like the system has been filled with all weird stuff. So let's try some games and just see what is going to be happening. Like, is this thing actually have some good emulation performance, or better said like gameplay? Because some of them have like pretty shitty, let's say, gameplay or audio problems. Alright, so the first thing is like, look at this display. Like, everything is quite messed up in my opinion. And yep, it's freaking unbelievable is that they managed to mess up the freaking sound. Like, how is it possible? Huh, it seems to be like the D-pad is actually like very responsive. How do you mess this freaking shit up? I really hate that too. Punch him in the balls, punch him in the balls. Kung Fu style. But yeah, and again, let's try a different game. Reset over here. Every time you need to choose a freaking language. Freaking annoying. They swapped out the select and start. Alright, so let's take a close look at this game. I must say the music is actually pretty damn good. This tiny speaker is very nice. Okay, that's the loudest setting. But here you can see like some sound effects are here with this game, so I don't know, is it going to be in particular like problem with a certain game or whatever. So let's change another game. Let's just see what happens there. And here you can see like we're having all the sound effects. Okay, let's jump through the whoop. Let's jump at it. Wait, what? Oh. No, the sounds right here. Kinda weird. Kinda weird. But of course we need to have the weird Mortal Kombat game. One of those weird homebrew games. They put on every single freaking handheld. Do we going to get actually Sub-Zero or is it going to be Shao Kahn again? Let's see. I got Striker. What the hell? Like this game is so freaking messed up. But let's take a close look at the display before I forget. It's the same stuff that we have seen before. You can see like the view angle is not great. It's good enough if you just want to hold it in front of you, but when you turn it slide a little bit to the left or right, you already see like it's not great. But yeah, what can you expect for like $15 or something like you're paying for a device? This is what you can expect. Okay, so let's try out the TV out function. And the TV out function, there's nothing you need to do. Just plug in the cable and it will automatically go to the television. The only thing I've noticed, the audio, I think it went to 0 volume. Oh no, it was only once that it happened, but the thing is like it works very well. Like when you're having these let's say cheap devices, I've noticed like you have always the issue with configuration and it's just like plug and play. So far I know like you cannot hook up a second controller. You do have those cheap micro USB controllers, but even this thing has a micro USB port. It's like highly possible it doesn't even work because they didn't reconfigure it in the software itself. Alright, so the other buttons, and I didn't really mention it before, is that they're having like the turbo functionality like with the previous handheld. And I must say like even despite this D-pad look-alike thing is not the best touch or feeling D-pad, it is super responsive. Especially when you're playing this game, Spartan X, it's going to be quite challenging. You need to move forward and jump. But I do have some issues with that because of the shape of the freaking D-pad. But so far I can see like everything looks okay. I do have some like distortion in the display itself. I don't think the camera is picking it up. That was like Turbo punching his balls. So it's time for a quick teardown, my friends. I'm always loving to check it out, how these things how they basically put them together. So the design itself, we have seen it before, 8-bit with very slim, compact designs. But this thing looks slightly different. I do like it that it's like wider, so it's more comfortable to play for bigger hands. The only downside is the freaking D-pad, because that thing is not comfortable to play, especially when you're playing games like Spartan X and you need to have like multiple directions, but with running and jumping. But beside that point, yeah, it's not bad at all. Like they did create something okay or pretty decent for the money. So let's see if we can open it up. Yeah, not only the 4 screws need to be removed, but I also need to get my prior tool to open it up. Okay, so the downside to this device is that it doesn't have like a replaceable battery like the BL5C that we've seen with the Nokia batteries in previous models. So they basically soldered this to the main board, and it comes even with a 500 milliamp. It's okay, like the BL5Cs are around like 1000, so they're not very, let's say they're not very huge. It will give you a couple of hours of playtime, but don't expect a lot of magic from this. But again, so let's remove the last 2 screws that put the PCB itself on the other plastic shell, because I want to give you a quick look in the inside. Did I forget something? No, not really. Alright, that is loose. Let's remove the other 2 screws, because Wicked has a brain fart again. Brain fart, like my second channel, Wicked brain fart. Yep, absolutely. Alright, so now we can basically remove this panel. Oh, everything is falling out. Everything is falling out, but there's always a thing that happens. Okay, the positive thing about this is that we do have the option to replace the display. And you can see like they're still using a normal ribbon cable, and the reason I'm saying normal ribbon cable, and the reason I say is simply because when you're having one of those cheap devices, sometimes they solder the ribbon cable straight on the freaking PCB. So replacing that is going to be a freaking nightmare. Then we're going to get ourselves the black bob, the NES on a chip. Like always, there is no way of adding games. I think it's the biggest bummer that we're having with these devices. This thing has been made in 2021, so I think it's not like the latest model. They were saying that's the latest model, but after some time you realize it's an old model already. And here we're going to get, say, the speaker, and here we're going to get like the very strange membranes. They're using different ones nowadays. In the past we have seen like the translucent version. I don't know if this is going to be like better than the translucent, but I found the D-pad itself very responsive. Didn't need to press the buttons very hard. So this is basically what we're going to get in the inside. So let's put this thing back together and let's talk about the final conclusion. Okay guys, so this is what we're going to get with the G7 game player or game box, how you want to call this thing. I must say, I found kind of hilarious about the game number, and I'm just going to be honest, that's the reason I basically bought it. I just wanted to see what it is. I was quite surprised about how slim this thing is. I didn't realize it. I only saw the picture on AliExpress and more like, this is going to be like a beefy handheld. Yeah, and over already mentioned a couple of times, D-pad itself, that was a little bit of a bummer they messed it up with this, but I find quite interesting, like they messed it up with select and start. They're still having the freaking annoying like language selection. And also the audio need to be adjusted every time when you go to like reset this thing. So there were some minor things that I find quite interesting and also like quite annoying. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Well, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become on the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.